Welcome back to Fast Monte's Garage. Today is a fun one because we get to review how I used this Ferret Pro 3D scanner from Creality. A couple episodes ago, I wanted to design a skid plate to protect the oil pan in my 69 GTO, and I used the scanner to scan the underside of the engine. We took that image and we put it into my CAD software where I designed up a 3/16 inch steel plate, and I sent that model to my favorite sheet metal fabricating house called Send Cut Send. And then the next video, which you need to check out right there, we opened the box and this is what came out. It's heavy, it's awesome, and most importantly, it fit the first time because of this scanner. The accuracy of this scanner is 0.1 millimeters. I wanted something that would drop into my CAD software to scale, and that's exactly what happened, and I proved it. So today's episode, I'm gonna walk you through exactly what I went through to scan underneath the bottom of my car. If you're brand new here, welcome. And if you have a GMA body, you gotta go check out the last video because this skid plate is available to buy directly from Send Cut Send, and the link is in that video. Speaking of links, in this video, a link to Creality is below to get a 20% discount. Now, speaking of Creality, all these links, right? Creality makes 3D printers for the most part. That's where they came from. Then they got into laser engraving, laser cutting, and they also have a line of scanners. Duh, like all three go together. This is probably the high end of the low range product, if that makes any sense, and it's very affordable and full of some really cool features. This is my Samsung Android phone. It works with any Android. It works with most modern iPhones. You can directly wire it to a PC. You can wire it to a Mac. You can wireless bridge it to a computer using Wi-Fi 6. This can scan outdoors. It's got an anti-shake algorithm in it. But the most important thing, like I said, is the accuracy. I wanted something I can import into CAD without any issues so I can model and create parts. That's exactly what we did. So again, if you're new, subscribe. There's going to be more projects like this. If you're a car guy, especially because I work on my GTO mainly, and yeah, we just have a ton of fun around here. Oh, and I haven't forgotten, those of you from last episode, I did say there's going to be an add-on to this part and you can win a free hat. I haven't forgotten. Next episode will be the episode for the solution. So if you guys want to check out the last one and still win a free hat, hey, knock yourself out. But having said all that, let's get under the car and show you exactly what I did. And by the way, this also requires post-processing. I'm going to walk you through that too. Let's go. Before we get going, you'll notice I have blue tape everywhere. Scanners in general don't like black, shiny, anything shiny. So I have a lot of light under here to help with this project. So let's go jump closer, because if you're going to do solid modeling, there's some tips here I want you to see. I went ahead and taped my critical areas. This is where I want to mount to with my 3/16 inch plate that we're going to model up. And I also marked my level spots. I took my level, I went to see across where it was the most level. So I want to create a plane in CAD. I need to pick 3 points to create a plane. I also taped the shiny points because sometimes the scanner doesn't like to see it. So all my critical clearance areas I taped, and even my other mounting points. Having said that, let's go. All right, this is my Samsung S22. I have it set for large, geometry, high quality, and color. So I don't know if I need color or not, but I'm gonna try it anyway. Close it out. We're gonna start our new scan. Now you can turn it sideways. So before you start scanning, you can see your different color maps. You can see what the camera's pointed at. You just have to remember that this is the camera, not the camera on your phone. So this is your camera. That's what you want to point at your objects. And you can see the green on the right. That's good. That's collecting data. And it says move further or hold on. Move further means it's already collected data there, so you can move around like so. And so we're going to do the whole thing, as many images as we can get. I believe the limit is 3,000, so keep an eye on the timer, but let me show you what it looks like when it starts. So you just start, it's going to do a countdown. You kind of have to remember where you are. So I'm just sitting here, letting it collect data, and there's the frame count going up right here. And that's how you can monitor how much data you're collecting. You can move around, pivot around. So like I said, we got to go all over the engine bay and where I taped off in blue. They'll tell you to hold on for a minute. But let's say you find an area that doesn't have enough light. You can actually pause, adjust your lighting, come back to that somewhat close spot, hit play again, and give it a minute to recalibrate where you were. Something else to keep in mind when you're scanning around, you want to kind of visualize to yourself that you are taking a picture at a time and the pictures have to stitch together. If you move too fast, it's going to tell you to backtrack like that, backtrack to the previous spot, and you're going to have to be patient to find that spot and then continue. Now what also helped me when I got that message is to hit pause, kind of reorient yourself and hit play again. That seemed to help as well. It is tedious. We'll see how long this takes. All right, I got the 3001 frames and scan mode, blah, 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 blah. The phone can't process more data if you continue scanning. So obviously we're done, so complete. So a large number has been scanned. Processing would take a long time. You want to continue processing, return to the home page to export to the project of PC. We will go home, and the next step is we're going to take our model, which is this most recent one. This is my practice one, and we're going to import that into our PC. That took almost 35 minutes. It's a big job. I had to go slow as possible. There's a bunch of spots I had to do some backtracking. Finally got to the point of, you saw, I got 3,000 images, but that's what came out. This is raw data. So we still have to post-process that on the PC. Let's go do it. Welcome to the Creality application for PC or your Mac. This is basically your home screen. And what we need to do is import our project from our phone because we have to post-process it. So we'll go down here, hit import from phone. You're gonna get this dialog box and a QR code, which is actually kind of neat. And you go to your model that we just scanned and you click that share button and then hit that export to computer project. Bam. Now the first warning here is you need to make sure your phone and your PC or your computer are on the same network. That's super critical. So if you're there, go ahead and scan your QR code and you'll get that message. Now this process can take anywhere from 5 to 15 minutes. I already did this and it took 15 minutes. It's gonna take a while. Now if you get a failure here, that is because you have a firewall issue between your PC and your phone. So make sure when you install your application that you accept permission for private and public networks. If you did not, uninstall it, go in your firewall, clear out Creality, start over. Or go in your firewall and make sure you have those networks as permissible. That will help out a ton. Believe me, it happened to me. So have some patience. After you waited and your project's imported, it'll show up over here. I already did a test sample. This is basically what just came in raw. Look at that. It's got all kinds of data points. It's got the tires. It's got the side of the lift here. And our important features. Remember, we taped the header tubes. The header tubes came out great. Our mounting points, which is the front of our cross member and the side of the frame up in these areas, look like they came in great as well. Now to cut down processing, what we want to do now is we want to get rid of the data points we don't need. So we use this lasso tool. You have to hold down the shift button and you can start circling stuff and deleting them. So this is going to take some time. I'm going to whittle this down to just have what the important sections are of our model, so we use less processing, because we don't need to process the stuff we don't need. That's a waste of resources. Here is my cleaned up version, which is much nicer. And I've already noticed right here on this header tube, not a good scan, because I couldn't get the scanner in between my lift and that section. So if I were to do this again, I'm gonna lift the car up a little higher. Anyway, now you can go down this right side. You can actually just pick this one-click processing. It just does a generic process, but we're gonna go through and check out our options here. So we can pick our resolution. I think I wanna go to 1 millimeter. Sensitivity, why don't we go up to 5.5. Obviously this depends on the size of your project. So this is a pretty big project. This will be plenty for us. It's going to take a while, I'm sure. But once we have our settings, then you click that button and we'll start going to work. You can see our optimization time, and you don't want to hibernate your computer. Oh yeah, look at the results. Oh my gosh, it's just exciting. So anyway, next steps. We're just going right down the list here. So next step, you can pick the number of faces and how much noise you want to get rid of. Let's bump it up to 1, see what happens. And faces, why don't we do, I don't know, 250,000. Sounds like a good number, right? We'll leave it as is. Why don't we just fill the holes? See what happens. We can always come back and uncheck that box and do it again. So now we'll do this process. Ready, go. Oh my God. Okay, this is even better than the other project, and I'll try and compare the two, the one I did before. So next in here is color mapping. I honestly don't know what that means. Let's try it. Oh my God. Okay, color mapping. Got you. Holy sheesh. You have got to be kidding me right now. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God, this is badass. Okay, sorry guys, I didn't do color mapping on the other one. Oh my God, this is badass. Okay, sorry, getting carried away. So now we can export, and we have a few different options. We can do STL, which is stereolithography, or PLY. OBJ, or object file, works best for me. So I'm gonna give this a name. A-body skid plate Rev 3. Here's the prior project I was experimenting with. You notice there's header tube stuff missing here. That's because it's shiny, and that's why I used that blue tape. So just to show you again, the blue tape helped with bringing those shapes in, which it still looks astounding. Let's go jump to CAD. So here we are imported into CAD, which is Onshape, which is a cloud-based software, and I figured out the hard way. This does not like when you import the full color rendering we did in Creality. So I went back and did non-color, and then it's still imported weird looking, right? But if we zoom in, everything's there. Pretty neat. So I'm gonna turn this around, and I'm gonna take a measurement to make sure that this came in properly, because the bottom of that oil pan is actually 10 inches wide. So if I pick a couple spots here, 9.937. You guys see that black line? That is pretty damn close. That proves to me that this model came in great. So you can use the same technique and put it into your 3D printer software, but now this is a great base to start modeling parts around, and hopefully gives you guys some ideas. I came back a few days later, and that shiny gold like disappeared. Look, it's still textured, now it's textured like everything else. Anyway, let me show you the CAD file. There is the skid plate. Fits perfectly on there. Let me hide everything else. So hide the scanned image. That's it. That's exactly what came out of the box. Pretty amazing, isn't it? Yeah, this came out perfectly because this scans so well. This also comes with a tripod. It comes with a swivel head, so you can actually put something on a turntable and just turn the table. Very helpful for smaller parts. But man, I'm excited. Go check out the Creality website. There's a ton to explore there. Check out the features of the Ferret Pro because it's all listed online. Get your discount. If you do end up getting one, be patient. As you saw, I had to do a practice scan to see what's going on. It took a long time for me because I had a giant area to scan. Lots of complications there, under the car, needed the right light, etc., etc. So be patient. I'm just super stoked because I have so many projects in my head now of options that we can do. Maybe even buy a 3D printer. Oh yeah, already thought of idea just now. So anyway, the contest to win a free hat is still open. Go back to the last video, leave a comment, and next video I will go through the add-on accessory that I thought of. And if you thought of the same one, free hat for you. Until next time, build them fast, drive them faster. See ya.